A couple of weeks ago, something small happened at my Quaker meeting that lodged itself in my mind. At the end of the meeting, we share announcements, joys, and sorrows, and the children from first day school often stand to share what they learned. One girl, about 10 years old, stood up dressed in a colorful, sparkly, completely mismatched outfit with green, unbrushed hair. Her teacher, who is also her mother, smiled and said, "The latest in Quaker style." I took it as a gentle reference to the Quaker testimony of simplicity. Historically, simplicity meant plain dress, restraint, and resistance to status signaling. The old images, somber clothes, pilgrim adjacent austerity, even the Quaker Oats iconography, communicate that clearly. I still value that tradition. I appreciate the rejection of performative materialism and conspicuous consumption. But the thought that surfaced for me was this: maybe authenticity is the new simplicity. One of the simplest ways to live is to simply be yourself. The more I drop affectation, social performance, and unnecessary convention, the less emotional friction I experience. The less I censor my preferences, opinions, and style, the more fully I can give myself to the present moment and the task at hand. I become more consistent, more predictable, more coherent to those around me. Less Jekyll and Hyde, more simply Chris. Now that sounds ideal. The problem, of course, is that authentic selves are not always compatible. My cross cultural marriage makes this unavoidable. For me, a proper meal involves utensils, napkins, sitting back, and chewing with my mouth closed. For my Filipino wife, a relaxed and natural meal means hunching over the plate, eating entirely with her hands, and skipping napkins altogether. This has been a genuine conflict for over a decade. It is not moral, it is cultural and preferential. I find her way of eating revolting. For her, my way is constraining and unnatural. And neither of us is wrong. And yet, authenticity alone does not resolve the tension. This leads to the deeper question: how do we maximize individual freedom and authenticity while also creating shared spaces where people can interact comfortably and constructively? My own instinct has often been to solve this by retreat, creating smaller and smaller islands where I am free to be exactly myself. Eventually, those islands become lonely. So I build a raft back to civilization. I get a conventional haircut. I buy some khaki pants and a golf shirt. Participation has a cost, but total authenticity, if absolutized, produces isolation. What helps me is acknowledging limits and designing life accordingly. Solitude is essential for me. Early mornings, especially on weekends, are non negotiable. I love the ritual of robe and slippers, coffee at my desk, watching the woods outside slowly fill with light. My wife tolerates this practice and even supports occasional solo weekends. On these solo weekends, they function like extended mornings, spaces where my mind can roam without schedules, expectations, or negotiation. And I come back from these weekends feeling energized and relaxed and restored. When it comes to others' authenticity, My practice begins with suspending judgment. A walk through Walmart can easily become a running internal commentary, comparison, resentment, evaluation. A real spiritual breakthrough for me was realizing that nothing requires me to judge the strangers around me. I can simply live and let live. And how often have I regretted a judgment once I understood someone's fuller context? Finally, shared spaces work best when I'm realistic about my own limitations. There are environments I simply cannot inhabit well. Fundamentalist worship services, MAGA rallies, crowded bars, loud social events, work functions. There are people I love from a distance. Accepting that is not failure, it's clarity. The good news is that the remaining field is still wide. I may not want to attend a Taylor Swift concert or a Cubs game, but I love suburban summer festivals, my daughter's soccer games, and my time with my Quaker community. The gatherings with my Quaker community work in part because they are structured around silence and shared meals, context where conflict has little room to grow. Authenticity may indeed be the new simplicity, but only if it is paired with humility, boundaries, and intentional spaces where imperfect people can still be together.